Jessup with S D Jessup Construction, and we're here in Sandy and Paul Bourgeois' new home, and that's what we're here to talk about tonight. We'll start out with trying to get a feel of what happened to you, your feelings, how things went in your home building experience. In the very beginning, I know building a new custom home can be a multi-year process. I know we were in the build process for a year, and I'm sure you were in the planning stage for probably a year before that, so at least probably 2 years that you could consider yourself in the building process. And from concept to completion, how did you start that process from the day you decided, oh, let's build a house? Kind of how did that process go with you?
Well, we started by purchasing the land, and we started looking at different house plans and trying to decide on what we wanted as far as a house and how big and what we could afford.
What were your most important considerations about building a new house? I'm sure obviously the price, as you said.
Well, we had a budget that we needed to try to stick to as much as possible, but I think you had a lot of things that you wanted in the new house.
Yeah, the open concept, and we wanted a solidly built house with really good specs, nice finishes, and then something that fit our lifestyle, that we had, something that would have enough room for our kids, and if we have grandkids later on, and have family over and friends, and so just wanted a nice home that would have room for everybody.
Did you do any research along the way to figure out exactly what you wanted? What kind of research did you do?
Well, research was mostly looking at house plans and,
And she bought a software program to design.
To design, because I couldn't find.
That she's very good with, by the way.
Yeah.
I couldn't find exactly what I wanted, so that's why I bought chief architect, and then started playing with that and designing what we thought would work well in this piece of land as well.
Did you ever consider things like health, comfort, durability, or energy efficiency along the way?
We didn't until we spoke with you, because we didn't really think about that until
No, we didn't.
Until when we started talking with you, then it
made
a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And I know that especially for me, the healthy aspect of it was very important, and energy efficiency is great also, but for me it was especially the healthy part of it.
Okay. Well, as part of that, how did we become part of your process?
Well, when
recommendations
from a lot of people actually. I asked when we first moved around, moved out here. I asked our realtor, for purchasing our land. I asked a couple of designers who would they recommend in this area to build a house, and they all had different names, but every person I spoke to had your name on the list as well. So that's, you came highly recommended.
Well, as far as our design process, once we got into that part of the process, did any part of our design process add value in helping you figure out how to finalize exactly what you wanted in your new home? What kind of things were helpful? Were there any things that stood out about our process?
I think you did a good job. We had a basic idea of what we wanted, and I think you gave us a lot of good ideas, like the vaulted ceiling. Instead of the 10-foot ceilings, we went with vaulted ceilings, and that was a great idea. And then that helped open up the whole house as far as the stairwell and the loft. And I think you're the one that came up with that idea, and so that helped us build, a better home.
Yeah, that's the nicest feature of our house, I think, is the vault and the open staircase and loft. And then Ben was really good as well. He took what I had and then tweaked it to make everything perfect and make it all work properly. Like, for example, the width of the hallways, he knew exactly how wide to make them so that the casings would be perfect and not have to be cut halfway, so that everything works perfectly and looks great. So
little details like that made a big difference.
A lot of perfectionism went into the plan, I feel.
Did we change your mind or your thought process on anything along the way that was helpful?
Yeah, I think you changed our mind as far as insulation and, you know, the energy efficiency, the better HVAC system, the dehumidifiers, the clean air return, like all of that stuff. We weren't thinking of any of that before, but then you definitely changed our mind on all of that.
What helped you make your decision that you wanted to build? I know we sat down, we went through the design stuff, and at that point we got you a price, and then we're ready to make a deal or no deal. What helped you make the decision that you wanted us to build your house?
I think that we felt for everything that we were getting, including everything about the HVAC system and all that, I think the price was really good, because we talked with other builders as well, you know, asking them about what do they do for energy efficiency, and they did a little bit of it, but not to the extent that you do, and their prices were probably higher than yours. So
did the build process with us go reasonably smooth? I know building a home is not an easy task, and I never try to tell anybody that's going to be perfect, because there's always humps and bumps along the way. But did everything go reasonably smooth?
yeah,
I think it went really well, considering that we built it through COVID.
Yeah.
right.
And we had to deal with that, and people getting sick, and trades, you know, not showing up, probably because, you know, of COVID restrictions and stuff like that. So we can't complain at all. It went really smooth, considering what we had to deal with in that, you know, in that time period.
And I've heard horror stories from other people building with other builders, and it's just things that I didn't even consider could go wrong. You know, it just went really well. Yeah.
Good. Whenever the house was finished, what were your initial thoughts? Whenever we said, okay, we're pretty much done, what was your initial thoughts of the house?
Wow.
Yeah,
Absolutely love it. Just absolutely love our house.
We were really impressed.
Yeah.
How long have you been in your house right now?
For 15 months, just a little over 15.
15 months, a little over a year. Okay. Well, after living in it that long, how would you describe your experience living in this home?
It's just very comfortable. It just feels like a solidly built home, and it's just
I like the fact that too, that it doesn't matter which room you're in, it's consistent everywhere. The temperature
is consistent. There's no
humidity
drafts,
there's no drafts.
no cold rooms, hot rooms. It's consistent everywhere in the house. It's very comfortable.
Have you noticed any differences living in this home that's different from previous homes you've lived in? Is there anything different about this home from anywhere else you've ever lived?
I've never had any allergy problems or anything, so other than being very comfortable, I didn't notice a difference.
Well, for me, I had a lot of sinus issues, and they all went away. I noticed after being here a few months, I don't know when it happened, but all of a sudden I noticed, like, I don't have these problems anymore. I used to have to get up in the middle of the night because I couldn't breathe, and I've never had to do that once since I've been in here. So that's huge for me.
That was kind of my next question, the health and comfort aspect of the house. So you have noticed an actual physical improvement in your health?
Definitely.
After moving into this
With
house?
my sinuses, I can breathe when it usually would always be at night when I was in bed. I would be all stuffed up and couldn't breathe anymore, but that's not happened at all since I've been here. It's totally gone. So that's worth all of it just for that, for me. So I thought I'd have to put up with that for the rest of my life. But
Do you notice any difference in comfort when you go other places? Do you go anywhere else and notice the comfort level is not the same as it is at home?
Well,
and
we just went to
house,
our daughter's place, and I noticed that it was humid and musty.
musty,
and I couldn't wait to get home.
yeah, it feels so, I don't know,
Clean.
it's comfortable and clean, and like our other house wasn't like this either. I don't know how to explain it, but it just feels right, I guess.
We talked a little bit about energy efficiency. What's your overall opinion of the energy efficiency of this home?
I think it's really good. This is you know, we're heating and cooling, probably 1,000 square feet
more
than
our
our
other
old
house,
house.
and it's less
And
than,
it's less than half of what we were paying for our older home.
our last bill was $72, so.
To heat and cool, if you know, our crawl space is included and our attic space is
Right,
heated
so
and
that's a
cooled.
lot.
So we're probably looking at 4,000 square foot versus 2,700 square
Yeah.
foot, so.
And paying half the price
Less,
that you
less
used.
than half.
Less
It
than
was
half.
about
what you used to pay.
$20 less than half.
Yeah. And when you consider this house being efficient as it is, look at all the windows.
Yeah, we
You
have
know,
a
it's
lot
not-
of huge
It's
windows.
not a box, you know, with no windows.
You have a lot of windows, and they're all good size. They're all big
good
windows.
size, so,
Yeah,
you know, being this energy efficient with all these windows, I think says a lot.
As our clients, what kind of customer service do you feel that we gave you throughout the building process?
I think it was
excellent. Yeah, definitely.
Both before and after.
Yeah.
Good.
Before and after, and even after our warranty period as well.
All of our design process, it's not just things we've made up. This home, we use the guidelines for the United States Department of Energy's Zero Energy Ready Home. Their program has a set of guidelines of how to build a really good house. And those are a good set of guidelines that we follow. And I don't know how much you know or consider those things, but as far as the guidelines that we went by, do you think they work to your advantage?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, definitely,
so.
yeah.
What would you recommend to new home clients, people who are looking for a house just like you were? Now that you've been through the process, what kind of things would you recommend for them?
I would definitely recommend the same type of HVAC system and the insulation and the whole house dehumidifiers and everything we have. I think that's so important, and I definitely would recommend it to anybody wanting to build a house.
So you think the Zero Energy Ready Home worked for you?
Oh, for sure, definitely. I also would like to say that I was very appreciative that throughout the whole process, I was able to be a part of it. And I like some of the trades, a lot of the trades would want me to come over here and like the electrician, go through and let him know exactly where I want every switch, where I want every light fixture, like the trim carpenters, like how do I want it trimmed? How do I want it this way? Do I want it that way? Or like a lot of people, even the plumber too, they all included me and asked, everybody and your employees too would ask questions rather than make a decision. They always involved me and asked me what I wanted. So that was very nice to be able to do that, because I know not every builder does that.
Good.
But yeah, we're just really thrilled with our house. We're very happy, and we feel very fortunate we can live in this house, and we would not have wanted to build with anybody else.
Thank you.
Thank you.